Are we fired?
Have you ever worn a guayabera?
I thought it was a guayabera, but
Hawaii, it's guaya.
yes,
Why?
and I have I actually have multiple colors. I have formal ones. I have casual ones.
Really?
Yes.
You have a whole collection of
I've
guayabas.
all the
I've
same?
seen it done once. I think the movie is if you're gonna wear guayabera, you gotta like wear one, and then after lunch change it. So because you get wrinkled, right? So you gotta kind of have like
So
that
what I was
subtle
actually going to
wardrobe
say,
change.
not interrupt you, but the difference between casual and formal is the amount of starch involved.
Okay, so it depends on how your dry cleaner is, and like, yeah, I'm not a big starch guy. I'm not a big starch guy.
More formal. Plus, if you go black, it's like automatically formal.
I don't think guayaberas are actually comfortable.
They're not.
They're not
They
comfortable.
chafe your nipples.
So no, and they're
Take-
itchy.
Yeah.
They're just not. So what's the? I guess it's more of a stylish thing, but I'm assuming it's born based in Cuba, in hot weather. You're wearing it. Like, who thought about that?
I think it's because they realize that. Shout out to Danny Rivera. The only people that wear short sleeve with a collar are IT guys.
That's true.
And so it's their way of wearing like a casual but not casual shirt. That's where it came from.
Danny Rivera is who? RIT guy?
Yeah.
That's his last name?
Rivera.
Yeah,
I
sure.
thought he's Danny R. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know Danny's
Danny
last
Rivera.
name.
So I think the Guayabera looks good with a cigar, right? The cigar replaced the pen, the pocket protector. There's like, there's something.
it's like
there.
Cubans just upgraded everything.
Yeah. I don't-
Plus,
But we
you
want,
know,
like-
plus, dude, you don't tuck it in. That's I think also huge.
So I'd let you. I mean, let's talk about tucking the shirt. Damn, I'm wearing my shirt tucked out too. Talk about wearing shirts tucked out. I think it's a little bit of a smokescreen.
A smoke screen as far as
For
what are you
what?
distracting?
I mean, I think it's a smokescreen for distracting a little bit of
The
you know,
belly.
the belly, a
Yeah.
little belly action. I think if you're wearing a shirt, it should be tucked in. That's the purpose of
I
it.
mean,
Like a button down shirt, you're saying?
Yes. And I'm
I don't know.
not doing that.
I got a lot. Like when I first started working here, and you guys can attest to this, I wore like a lot more formal clothes. Like I wore the button
I
down.
think everybody starts real formal. Well,
Yeah.
not you, but
Not me, dude. That was like part of my hiring stipulation.
Everybody's
Like,
like-
listen, I'm not wearing a fucking button.
like
down.
Melissa
But
swore
you never
to
did insurance,
God
so-
she would never not wear a business suit. And
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when I first got hired, Melissa wouldn't wear jeans.
No.
And like now she's like,
Depends.
mind you, she wears jeans and it looks good in her outfit. She knows how to dress, but it's the new era, bro. It's 2021. It's a different time.
I think
Yeah.
like 3 weeks into a job, you've kind of seen everybody's outfit already, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
you know your outfits.
Yeah, I got to remove.
but I
And
remember
mean,
I
hey,
forgot who it was. It might have been Mel. It might have been you guys. But you guys were like, stop tucking your shirt in. Stop doing this.
By the way, I want to let you guys know I'm a really funny guy.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so
I
JAG
think-
Past 5, episode 4. We have Doug sitting with us. Thank God, finally. I've been wanting Doug on the show. I wish I had Doug. I wish we had Fernie in here too, dude. Like in between me and Juan.
That's why I think we're just going to touch on this very briefly, and we're going to come back to it when Fernie's back in.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I put the three of you guys, I've tried to put the three of you guys in a room, and it's kind of a catastrophe.
You got to talk to Kitty.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you mean in terms of like everyone's trying to
Logistically,
position themselves?
it's
No,
very difficult.
like Gaz gets all weird, and then like
You-
Fernie's
you
trying.
make-
Because friends and listen to me.
But you make Fernie
Frustrating.
very nervous. I don't know what it is, but Fernie is just very afraid of whatever you're gonna say.
no, it's actually
Yeah,
not
but
true.
we'll-
We're all afraid about what Fernie's gonna
We'll
say.
come back to him because Fernie's on vacation right now, and he knows when we're talking about him, and I want him to enjoy his vacation.
Yeah,
Like his heart starts to like
He
shake.
knows it.
No, it's funny because like we all know like Fernie, like he gets nervous about weird things, but doesn't get nervous about taking a boat to the Bahamas in the middle of a tropical depression.
No, I know.
Like he did that. Like, yeah, what's the problem?
I'm out.
Yeah, we're like, what, dude? That's like the scariest thing you could do.
'Cause I think he always thinks he can survive. He's such in good shape that he just figures like no matter what happens, he'll
I
be
could just
able
swim back
to- No, I can float and doggy paddle forever.
for 2 days straight. Yeah.
Oh man.
So anyways, Doug, we're really happy to have you.
Thank you.
To be fair, I think Doug is funny.
I also
Thank
think he's
you.
funny.
Thank you.
The problem, and
His
when
Instagram is simply the best.
was because you curate all the content.
You know, the difference is like we're different types of funny. Like Lewis is, like, he's like first degree murder funny. He's premeditated. I don't
No, I shoot from the
plan
hip, man. I
anything.
shoot from the hip.
I don't know.
Awkward silence.
I mean, I
No, you
curate
know.
the tweets, but that's because I gotta
None of my material is pre-written.
It's
No.
gotta be,
Mine comes from
You're a
right off the
gunslinger.
dome.
Yeah, no. The thing is, the jokes that you make, Doug, are very precise.
They're
just,
surgical.
just cut someone's head off,
Very-
basically.
And I like to be dark. And because Lewis makes things for the masses, he can't be so dark.
He has to be more palatable.
I gotta be more
Digestible.
PC on some of the stuff.
Yeah, PC is relative nowadays, but that's
So what are
fine.
some other topics that pop up in here?
I mean, which kind of I one thing that I think would be interesting is like, well, just that we're all adults in here. Like, what do you think is one of the most surprising things that you realized when you were an adult?
That a lot more people do cocaine than you think.
that I'm always tired.
It's actually, I wouldn't have said that, but that's really true.
It is true. That's surprising.
And the look I get from people when I say I've never tried it before, they're like, it's like I'm the bad guy.
oh, me either. me either. Yeah.
I was offered cocaine in 10th grade. Some really hot chick that she was. I thought that I had a chance for her, and I didn't. She just
Shout
I don't
out to
know
our
why.
alma mater.
She-
that we
yeah.
won't
She
say.
just turned out to be a cocaine
10th
dealer.
grade.
10th grade. I was in 10th grade Draw Academy, and she was like, "Oh, like come, like we're gonna like just come." And I was like, "Yeah, you're like I'm just gonna yeah, of course, like you have, I'm in your attention, so why wouldn't I go?" And then we went to the back of in front of
Client?
Yeah.
You? Yeah.
No,
the back. It wasn't, but it was behind. And everyone like, okay, like I'm there.
Maybe
I'm like,
our
okay.
clients don't want to be dragged into the
What are that coverage back then for that?
Hold on.
I'll mute it. Did you handle that?
Yeah, we're
I knew it was Fernie.
Yeah,
I
it was
guessed.
fucking. I'm sorry.
Is he okay?
I told you, he heard us.
That guy has
He's,
a
good. He's in the middle of the ocean. He and Nate are arguing about some builder's risk.
Dude, like that.
He's like, what do you mean? Because we were talking about that client. And I told him the client didn't want to talk to you. He had the demand. And he goes, what do you mean he didn't want to talk to me? I'm like, I made his demand, and we, stood our ground, and that was it.
So really quick to recap you, my first experience with and how I didn't do it because I have allergies and I don't want to put anything in my nose. Secondly, your most unorthodox job.
Yeah.
So what I would do is, it's dead at Chick-fil-A, and I would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go."
You worked at Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, I worked at some
Daytime work?
major
Well, I do
corporations.
not have the willpower to work at some place like
Well,
that.
I asked him how many French fries.
Oh,
would
yeah, it
take.
would be fucking 400
Well,
pounds.
here's the story. So they would like, it was like, they would give you like bonus points if you would like go and like check the bathroom, make sure everything's picked up. So like when it was slow, you'd go and check the bathroom and just pick up and just say, "Hey, I checked the bathroom." They're like, "Hey man, thanks for doing that." But what I would do is I would just grab a sandwich and shove it in my pocket. 'Cause they would pre-make. They don't do this anymore. They don't allow it anymore. But they would, like, the cooks would just pre-make 50 sandwiches and just slide them on the thing, and then they would sit there. And then
They
like
wouldn't sit there for very long. That place is slammed.
that page is slammed from the time it opens to the time it closes. So I would take one, shove it in the pocket, and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna check the bathroom," because they would make you wear the Chick-fil-A pants, are baggy as hell. And I
So
wear.
would they provide you with the pants?
Look how skinny my jeans are, so I wouldn't work today.
They would provide you with pants?
They would provide you with the whole outfit. Yeah.
Wow.
I just shove it in my pocket. I'd go into a stall and eat a sandwich.
Yeah, but
Why do I
how
feel-
enjoyable is eating a sandwich in the stall? Like, yeah, like,
And if it's a Chick-fil-A sandwich, as enjoyable as sitting at with your family at a table
By the way,
anywhere.
I got to tell you something. You don't look like you'd work at Chick-fil-A. I take you for a Johnny Rockets guy.
No, I was a Chick-fil-A
Oh,
guy,
the
and I
hat
had
would
to
look
cover
good.
my
the hat, I can
tattoos.
see the roller skates on.
and you
like,
could probably sing. Well, do they still sing at Johnny Rockets?
Boo up. It's Johnny Rockets they sing, and what's the ice cream place too that they?
Cold Stone.
I haven't been to a Cold Stone
Those
in like
would
a
be deal
decade.
breakers. Like, no matter what, like I can't.
I'm not
do that.
singing anywhere.
I'm not singing. At
I'm
Johnny
not singing
Rockets,
anywhere.
Specifically on a Friday night.
but couldn't you see him with like the striped shirt rolled up with the hat?
Get a little
on
My
the
grease.
hair is
side?
slick, like a
Look
little
at
grease.
John
Look.
Travolta.
Yeah,
Look at the
seriously.
hair, like little grease.
You're 70s kid.
Look at this, bro. Look at this.
100%.
You're born the wrong.
So-
the
50s,
wrong-
whatever.
I definitely love the decade that I'm living in now. But yeah, I worked at Chick-fil-A. Express was my first job, and then I worked for Apple. Apple's a cult.
100%.
You look like an Apple guy.
I have a store from Apple. Is they send you to the what's the FIU campus in Biscayne? Is it literally called the FIU campus?
Base
The
base
Biscayne
came back
campus.
episode.
Yeah,
we
we
know
literally
it.
called that. So they send you there, and they, you walk in. I don't know if you've ever been to an Apple store when it first opens in the day.
No.
All the employees line up in like a little line formation, and they clap you in. So like it was funny as hell.
Every day?
Every day. They used to do it when I worked there. So when you would open the store, the only people that go to Apple when the store opens are little old women that are trying to fix their iPads.
Right.
So like it would literally be one woman, and the gate would go up, and we would just clap
That's like
them up.
that's
and it
like
was
that's Gaz's dream though. Like if he
Yeah,
walked
it
in here
was
every
that
day and
day.
people
Well,
left.
I
I want to do that just for the euphoria. Like, just want to walk in.
Yeah, it's
And
very
then we can
euphoric.
film it and act like,
Yes, precisely.
what's it feel like to be an influencer?
So like my point is they would lead you in, and there was like a moment. This is like after Steve Jobs died. That they have like they sit you in tables, whatever, and then they have like a big screen, and then like everything goes dark. They lower the panels, and they put when they release like the Apple iPhone the first time, they play that video of like Steve Jobs doing the talk about it. And then Steve Jobs, like, they play the video, and Steve Jobs comes out in the video, and then the employees all got up and standing ovation, like, cheering. And I'm there sitting, I'm like, yo, but this is a video, like, and then everyone gets up and they're cheering. People are hollering. I promise you, there was one guy
just
crying.
overwhelmed with emotion and crying?
Yeah, well, not all of them, but like one guy was like, one employee there was crying, and I'm just like, what's happening here? This place is a cult. So Apple's a cult, and then after that, I got into insurance, and then
I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but have you seen the video? It's like from the mid '90s. It's a Microsoft thing when they're all like
with
cheering
Steve
on the
Ballmer's
stage.
like
Just like when they dropped
Bill
Windows
Gates.
or something
Bill
like
Gates,
that.
yeah.
It was like that's one of the best videos ever.
Talk about the cocaine at that party.
I want to bring something up since we're talking about like outfits and uniforms and stuff like that. Let's bring it back to our business for a second. I want to talk about the stigma behind like wearing a suit and tie and like what is professional. And I think like we catch a lot of heat from outsiders that watch our social media. Like, are these guys for real? Are they professional? Do they really do what we do? And the truth is like all those haters that put on the monkey suit every day, like
the monkey suit. Talking about you guys.
I'll give credit where credit's due. He's fashionable. I'm talking about the old 4-button suit with the
vest,
yellow
under.
shirt and the brown tie. Like that's what I'm talking about. But these guys,
which is a majority of our industry, right?
and a lot of people, I'm telling you right now, we hear it all the time. Like, oh, those guys for real. It seems like a big joke, but the truth is like we have higher premium volume, higher retention, more employees than all of those people. And for some reason, society still says like, oh, you're like in financial services, you need to wear a suit and tie every day, or you need to like, wear penny loafers. And I just refuse to do it.
Well, I think that's cut off at your generation. I think like you guys are literally the pioneers of changing that within our industry. Like I don't want to say directly the three of you guys, but like
that generation definitely.
It kind of ends with you guys.
Yeah,
it absolutely ends with you guys.
I don't think that you'll see like. I think professionalism in general is changing. How unacceptable was it for like tattoos? Don't show your tattoos, all your.
But go back. I think before it was more of a. Like I don't know, cultural is the right word, but I think people dressed to assume what everyone thought was professional.
Yeah.
So like you would dress
societal.
up right to see like what your client thought. It's like, oh, I got a suit and tie was almost like a trusted type concept, right? Banking still kind of. Now banks are not wearing ties anymore. They've kind of evolved from that.
And I'll tell you something about Lewis wears a suit because he wants to.
And Lewis
not
is
because somebody tells him to or he has to.
Right. Yeah.
But when I see these guys, they're like, oh, I can't believe you're wearing jeans to that meeting. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. They're not, they don't pay me to wear to wear a suit or not wear jeans. Or they pay me to get the best policy in place.
Yeah, once you show them the premium, it's not going to matter what you
help
wear.
at the time of a claim, like that's what they're paying me for.
Not in this hard market.
But the funny thing is, and I think obviously the biggest difference between Lewis and Fernie and I and everybody else is that we own JAG. So although there's other young people in this industry, they are still working for a baby boomer that says like,
suit and tie.
No beards, no tattoos, suit and tie
I think
every
if
day.
you have to enforce that, like if you enforce it, I think
you're a dick.
Well,
yes.
I mean,
thank you.
Yeah, but to be more specific, I think it's just to kind of cover up some insecurities, like overall as a company, as a culture. Like it doesn't. What you wear, obviously, there's got to be some set parameters, but like to enforce, like I remember working somewhere a long time ago that you couldn't have a beard. Like
people still do that.
You have to be like the Yankees. Like it's just
So I think it's less about what you wear and how you wear it. Like getting dressed, no matter what you put on, tells me what effort you put into seeing me today. Like what kind of respect for you to have. But for me, that doesn't mean you have to put on a suit and tie. You can do that in jeans and a sweater or even how you're put together. Like I can look at Lewis right now and he's not dressed like a white collar professional, but I know that he put some thought into what he was doing when he woke up.
My Rick and Morty shirt, man.
There you go.
Kidding me?
But if we walked in like all wrinkly and nothing matched and like I get it, same could go with a suit, but
you could have a wrinkly shirt button down and like a bad tie and bad pants and like
ill-fitting a
black belt and brown shoes.
It's the worst. It's the worst. What was the tweet that you put out once?
I mean that takes a lot of guts. Brown belt, black shoes. Yeah, that takes guts.
What was the tweet you
put
out?
That was like my biggest fear. That was like a fear of mine. Imagine doing that.
Do you remember the tweet you put out of the picture with like the baggy suit?
Yeah.
And you go, if
hey,
this is your agent,
likes, I got 70
no, this
likes.
is like your lawyer.
I got 70 likes on Twitter.
If this is your agent, I'm 100% taking it.
If your agent's wearing these pants, I'm gonna save you money.
But there's so many. But I'll say it's just you guys are like forward thinking people that are
It goes
trying
back
to
to the generation.
Yeah,
bro.
like
It really does.
it's a different mindset. Everyone's like, oh, the insurance agent. They think about the suit and the tie and like, like someone who works here. They were telling me when they worked at another agency 2 years ago, they were still filing a file cabinet. I haven't seen a file cabinet in years.
We don't even have any file
We
cabinets
do
here.
not. We don't have a single one. Yeah, I don't know. And like sometimes when I
You
wake
love
up in the
that.
morning, I think about what I want to do for the day. And if I have to like grind out paperwork and submissions and sit behind my computer, like I'm coming with a hoodie, jeans, Nike sneakers. Like I want to be as comfortable as possible because that's how I'm gonna be my best in that moment. I'm gonna think.
If I'm in an editing bay all day, sitting down on that chair, and I have to like stare at a screen, which is fun. I love that. I chose that as
But
my
you wanna be
career.
comfortable.
Like, and I get that there's a line between like I want to be fashionable too. You know what I mean? I want to like have a little swag to what I do. But
But we got to
like,
leave for lunch. People
Yeah, I gotta go to Dog B's on the street. And there's people. There's
Yeah, you gotta show
people.
up and represent. 100%.
Still
Yeah,
quality
and I'm still
tables.
representing you guys, but I really I think that ends with your generation, and it like my generation is like we're getting to the point now where like college degrees, I'm even hearing some places where people are like, I don't even care what degree you have. Like Elon Musk is big on that.
We
mind
don't
you.
care. I don't care.
We
what
don't
you
care
do.
They've
either.
never-
I wasn't
they've never
when you
been
guys
a
I don't
hired
care
me,
if you
guys-
didn't graduate high school. You know what's so funny that happens more often than you'd think? I'll walk into a meeting with, like button-up shirt, jeans, some nice slip-ons, and the guy's got a suit on. He's like, damn, I wish I knew we were going to dress like that. I would have worn jeans too. It happens all the friggin' time. Like everybody wants to, but nobody has the balls to do it.
I think in those cases, I think people played safe though. They'd rather kind of overdress in the first meeting. It's a safer play, right? Just in case, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like the immediate impression to say I'm different than everybody else you ever dealt with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
100%.
one of those three words that we use all the time. It's authenticity. Like you guys are authentically yourselves.
What are the other two words we use all the
It's
time?
empathy and transparency.
It's good, bro.
I knew
Entrepreneur.
transparency. I didn't know what the third one was.
Yeah,
Now I
forgot that.
remember.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Yeah.
Sure, that one
Super
too.
empathetic.
But yeah, you guys are authentically yourselves. My favorite was a carrier came in, right? An insurance carrier, and Fernie took the meeting in a tracksuit. And that was one of the
I
greatest
was
things
shook. I'm gonna check these cameras. Keep talking.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
No,
he'll,
people were shook.
he'll do that on a Friday. And I'm like, where did you get that tracksuit? I didn't even know they still made tracksuits.
Oh, the Adidas one. He
Yeah.
wears, right?
You know, that's been in his closet since Kansas.
Dodge City,
Damn.
Kansas.
The problem is
Dodge
you can't do the
City,
Adidas tracksuit with the Nike shoes. You can't roll.
By the way,
No,
did
but
you
he
guys-
doesn't do that,
Did
does
you
he?
guys know that Fernie lived in Dodge City, Kansas?
Yeah, I made
You
the
don't
hat.
say.
I think it's
That's the
insurance.
That's my
Dodge
favorite hat.
City, Kansas, and then working out. And Dodge City is like, if anybody's from like the Midwest, you could just be not from Miami. You know, I live in Dodge City, Kansas. Like, he doesn't throw it out there, like just like it's.
I'm from
different.
Missouri. I lived in Dodge City, Kansas.
And it's
like two
cold.
different
He goes,
states.
It's cold, man. It's cold.
Chucking corn in the morning, 4 a.m. I'm like, Fernie, you were not doing that at 4 a.m. Like, I was.
Oh man,
Boy,
I
were
would've-
those people racist.
I dealt with racism. I'm like, okay.
Oh, Fernie.